Team World has the lead, but Team North America has momentum. Can Tia Toomey and company seal the deal, or will Captain Comeback Pat Vellner lead Team North America to a repeat? The final day of the TYR Cup is next.
The TYR Cup is back and Huntington Beach is ready. This September, it's North America versus the world in a 3-day team battle for fitness supremacy. Each squad comprises 8 hand-picked elite athletes, consisting of 4 men and 4 women, along with 2 captains. The formats, 6 unique styles, indie throwdowns, all hands requiring full team power, solo skill spotlights, and strategy-driven lineups. And it all comes down to the final captain's test. Every event win earns a point. Some events have standard targets to earn another. Tie it up, one final face-off decides it all. The prize? $160,000 for the winner, $40K for second, $10K for the MVP, and massive bragging rights. Whether you're competing, spectating, or vibing at the West Coast party, the TYR Cup returns September 19th to the 21st. That means it's almost time to settle the score. See you in Cali.
It is the final day of competition at the 2025 TYR Cup as Team North America and Team World bring their brawl at the beach to a conclusion. Welcome to the Sunday pre-show presented by 511 Tactical as we are moments away from the final day here at TYR Wodapalooza SoCal. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram. Bella Martin will be joining us here in just a second. It has been razor thin as far as the margin has been concerned on the overall standings. A couple times this thing could have gotten out of hand, but other than that, it has been close.
It was wild, the difference between how 1 point difference feels, even though it's the same 1 point difference with Team World's lead on Team North America, but how it started yesterday and finished was a completely different story.
Day 2 looked like it could have gotten out of hand because Team World started last night with an event win. Let's take a look at what happened here under the lights in Huntington Beach, California. Tia Toomey and Guy Mayeros were matched up against Justin Medeiros and Emma Lawson. Medeiros and Lawson had an early lead, but it was on the wall-facing handstand push-ups where Guy put on a clinic, and Team World hangs on for the win.
Well, you're used to Guy putting on a clinic with a barbell, and he did it with gymnastics, and this is where we really thought the competition was getting out of hand. This put Team World up by 3 going into the next event.
The next event was the mixed pairs, the deadlift and the burpees over the bar. And Pat Vellner and Danielle Brandon got Team North America a lead. And then when all 4 team members got to the 715-pound barbell, North America flirted with a little bit of a disaster a couple of times, but they were able to keep things on the rails, and they pick up the event win.
It's really what Team North America needed to do at that point is take chances, gamble on yourselves, and it paid off that time.
Then we went to the head-to-head matchups, and this one would come down to the final matchup between Olivia Kerstetter and Tia Toomey. If Tia Toomey won, they would go to a tiebreaker. If Kerstetter won, it was over. North America gets the point, and Olivia Kerstetter made quick work of the rope climb. She got to the dumbbell first, and she beats Tia Toomey to get the win for the North America team.
Basically, we have a master and we have a Padawan between Tia Toomey and Olivia Kerstetter, but this time the Padawan sneaks ahead of the master. It all came down to this final head-to-head race between Tia Toomey and Olivia Kerstetter, who just got put on this team all but weeks ago, and it paid off to put her in the position to succeed for Team North America.
Kerstetter got to that 80-pound dumbbell first, knocked out 2 reps, and pulled the North America team within 1 point to close out day number 2 of competition. So this is where we stood coming into this morning. Team World with 8 points, Team North America with 7 points. Now for Team World after day 1, there are some question marks about Tia Toomey, given what she did in event number 1, but it's clear that Tia is still Tia.
Tia is still Tia, but still not the Tia that we know who's been to the games 10 times, won the games 8 of those times, because she was carried by Guy on the gymnastics test and then could not take down her apprentice, Olivia Kerstetter, on that final event. However, she did look way better than she did in event 1. And from the fire I saw earlier today with her day number 3, we might see a new TYR Toomey this afternoon.
Meanwhile, we mentioned this a little bit ago, but things could have gotten out of hand for the North America team, but they were able to get things back on track and get themselves within 1 point. You got to admire the resiliency, that they have shown so far in the competition.
Absolutely. I mean, they looked dejected after they got that 3-point deficit after the gymnastics test with what Guy and Tia did to the team. But then they roared back with the deadlift burpee event, and then how they handled themselves in the head-to-head competition to close things out. They're still down, but however, how they got there totally changed the momentum for them.
Day 4 of competition, or day 3, pardon me, started earlier today with event number 8 presented by 511 Tactical. It was a pretty unique challenge where you had to do a buy-in of burpees over a log and then just move 7,500 pounds of equipment from one end of the beach to another. So let's take a look at what happened here. Each athlete had to go out and do the 10 burpees over the log by themselves, and then as they got through that, more and more athletes sort of joined the fight, and they were just lugging stuff up and down the beach. And this is something that last night Pat Vellner said, I think this is something that probably is in our wheelhouse. It's not a cutesy event.
Yes.
It's about fitness. We think we should be able to take it, and they did.
And the reason why he thought that is because last year, going into the second day of competition, Team World was flipping the script on Team North America, coming into a beach event just like this. But Team North America last year dominated this event. So not only did they have the momentum from last year and the confidence going into this, how they handled themselves this morning, we talked about momentum. Well, now after this dominating performance, it is all tied up and Team North America has all the momentum.
Third straight event win for Team North America. They pick up 2 points because they won. They got inside the time cap. Team World picks up a point as well. So we are all tied up at 9 apiece. And you mentioned the fire that you saw from Tia Toomey. This is what she had to say to her team after losing earlier today. All right, we'll try to get that to you here later on in the show. But before we do that, let's talk about Team World. One guy who has been very good so far has been Roman Krennikov. He was here earlier today, and he caught up with Bella Martin, the 3rd member of our broadcast team.
Roman, I know you are not satisfied unless you're winning. Tell me how you're feeling tied up going in the final 3 events.
Yeah, you know, I so hate to lose, and I think we're a little bit feel it disconnected this morning, but now we're good, we're ready to win, yeah.
We've got 3 events left. You're doing this next one. What are you going to have to do so Team World takes the trophy tonight?
Oh, it's a bit hard, but I think we win. I do my 100%, like no 100, I do like my 1,000% from front squat, and I think we get enough points to win. Yeah.
So you think Team World's going to win the next 3 workouts?
I don't care about sprint. Our goal win to front squat and final one. I believe in my captains, that's why.
Thanks, Roman.
No problem.
You heard Roman say, I believe in my captain. Well, one of the reasons is, again, Tia Toomey fired up after the loss earlier this morning. We have that for you now. This is what she had to say to her squad.
What we just seen out there, we don't deserve to win. Do you f***ing want to win it? They are f***ing digging deeper than us. You got to ask yourselves, how badly do you want it? Come on, we f***ing got this. Hold your f***ing heads up high now. Do not look like you f***ing got beat. And we are f***ing turning it on tonight. Because this is our last fucking chance. All right?
Okay, if you have any doubts about whether or not this is a competition or if this is fun, that should probably answer that question right there.
Yeah,
this is all about competing right now.
The hugs and high fives are over, right? We're not going to Olivia and hug. Oh, great job. I'm so proud. No, that's done. That's done. And what I like to see is I like to see that fire from Tia. If I was on Team North America, I'd be very nervous. However, we need to see that on the competition floor for Tia as well, because we have yet to really see it from her. However, Sunday, that type of video, what we're going to see from TYR Toomey, I can't wait.
Now, 3 straight wins for North America coming into the events that we're about to show you here this evening. But let's go over to the North America team. They have momentum, and you mentioned Olivia Kerstetter, kind of a last-minute addition to the team. But, man, if you had to vote for MVP right now, you could make a really good case for her.
I mean, think about what she got thrown into the mix last second, as you mentioned, but what she's done with that opportunity, how she handled herself earlier in the weekend. I mean, to go head-to-head against Tia when you absolutely needed it, there was no other choice than to beat the greatest athlete of all time, and to get a point for Team North America. So how Olivia has stepped up, really building off what she did at the CrossFit Games this year. Olivia Kerstetter is poised to be one of the key pieces for Team North America.
Let's bring Bella Martin back in for more on Team North America as they head into this final day of competition.
Sean, I think I've read this book before, and it happened a couple weeks ago at the CrossFit Games with Team Krieger. They brought in Kristen Holta as that late ad ringer as a substitute, and they ended up on top of the podium. And it looks like Olivia Kerstetter might be that same kind of ringer that gets North America that trophy for the second time. She's got maybe 2 more opportunities to show us what we've got. She's going to be in this next event. I'm excited to see if she's going to be that secret sauce to get the trophy back to North America.
Thanks, Bella, and we have 3 events to go, 7 points still up for grabs here this evening as we close things out in Huntington Beach. As you look at the challenges that are ahead, what stands out to you?
You got 3 unique challenges to close things out. You've got teams of 3. You've got classic CrossFit coming up, the synchro work with the row, the GHD, and the front squats. That has bode well for Team North America all weekend long. On the flip side, you've got the monostructural specialty test. That has been a Team World type event all weekend long. If it goes the way it has the last 2 days, we may be getting tied going into the captain's test, and that is exactly what we all showed up to see, if it come down to the very end.
We'll have keys to each event as we go through the evening of competition, but give me the keys to overall victory to each team. Let's start with North America.
Team North America, you have to keep this momentum, compete with confidence. What you're doing now after being down by 3 is working. Ride that momentum and battle it out. You have to get a point here if you want to put yourself into contention going into the final 2 events.
And finally, what about Team World?
Team World, the exact opposite. You have to punch back right now. If Team North America comes out and dominates again, that might be it for Team World. And Team World has the capacity to hit back and to hit hard, and they need to do it right now.
All right, who wins?
Man, it's going to be tied going into the final event. I think we'll see that coming in, and it is really hard to bet against the 8-time CrossFit Games champ, along with her team captain battle with Ricky Garrard. They know each other. They train together. They're both Australian. It's going to be hard to pick against Team World coming to that final event.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, event number 9 as we close out action here at the 2025 TYR Cup. Stay with us, everybody.
The all-new Whoop is here, now more advanced than ever. Train smarter, sleep deeper, recover faster. Extend your healthy years. Understand your cycle phases. Now 7% smaller with 14+ days of battery life. So your data never stops, and neither do you. Power your best performance with memberships made for every goal. Join Whoop today.
All you gotta do, get out on the floor and let yourself go.
Strength, endurance, resilience. These aren't just words, they're promises. Ones you make every day to protect, serve, and defend. You put in the work, now put it to the test. Because when the mission calls, you answer. Join the mission.
Huntington Beach, California, and we are set for the final 3 events of the 2025 TYR Cup. Thanks for being with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland alongside Chase Ingram, and Bella Martin is down on the competition floor. The overall standings with 3 events to go, it is deadlocked at 9 apiece, but the North America team has the momentum. They have won the last 3 events. So Team World trying to get back on the right side of things here and win the TYR Cup for the first time and prevent a North America repeat. A whole lot of synchro here, and we're going back to the classic Wodapalooza teams of 3.
Teams of 3, 3 men, 3 women. Sink or sink, probably my favorite name of the weekend. 35, 25, 15. Everyone will row 35. Synchro GHD 35, synchro front squats 25, and then 15. But each round, 3 weights on the bar will increase at 3 different weights for each person. There is so much strategy and teamwork coming. This might be the ultimate team test for these athletes.
The women are going to be up first. So what are your keys to success given that there's so many moving parts here?
Save the big legs for the big weights. We just saw Olivia Kerstetter walk by. You want to make sure that you pace your way through, you strategize the weights and the reps so that when you get to that final heavy bar, your big leg, your strong athletes can carry the team towards the end. Break early, not often. 35 and 25 is a lot of front squats to do before we get to the heaviest triplet of barbells. Break early when you feel good. Don't let the bar choose for you when you get tired.
2 teams of 3. We're going to have the women going head-to-head and then the men going head-to-head. For the North America team, it's going to be Kerstetter, Brandon, and Raptis. Then you see Walton, Tall, and Amy Kringle on your screen right now for the World team. As again, World has dropped the last 3 events to Danielle Brandon's North America team.
And what I'm really curious about seeing these 3 athletes is that we know after this we have a single athlete test for the men and the women coming at. Tia-Claire Toomey is not on this. We also know she's the captain. There may be an opportunity that Tia is going to go back-to-back to try to finish it out tonight.
Danielle Brandon, we talked about her coming into this event as one of the team captains. What were we going to get? What was North America going to get from her? And so far, she's been near perfect.
She absolutely has, and that was the big question mark, but she has answered that question. She has been a rock for her team. I heard her teammates talking to her in the event that they lost yesterday morning that they felt the support from Danielle during that event, even though she wasn't a part of it. So Danielle Brandon is hitting on all cylinders that she needs to for Team North America.
Well, here's how the scoring will work. The winner of this matchup will earn a point. The winner of the men's matchup can earn a point, and if both teams get inside the time cap, they can also earn a point. We are underway, and we start with the 35 calories on the Echo Rower.
Purely a buy-in to the entire event. In fact, every time we come back to the rower, this should be a pacing element where I don't want to say athletes can quite recover because that's not really a possibility at the intensity that they'll still have to go. However, this is not an area where you're going to make gains on the rest of the field. You could over-row this and set yourself back because we've got the row, we got the GHD, but we know it's going to come down to those front squats at the end of each round.
16-minute time cap for this event, and obviously this is the only portion of the event that does not need to be synchronized.
And one thing to that time cap, Sean, you were talking about the points available. And as you said earlier, the women winner will get 1 point. The male winners will get 1 point. We've seen this before this weekend, is that if you finish underneath the time cap for both teams, just to prevent teams from basically mailing it in, they'll also get a point. In this event, if one group, either the men or the women, do not finish underneath that time cap, they could lose out on a valuable point that we really see as a mere formality at the moment.
Scoreboard at the top of your screen will be counting down. That's the reps remaining.
Now, see, the cals don't have to be synchronized, but you want to just make sure that you pace everything where everyone's getting off the rower at the same time and then quickly transition to that GHD.
There's Olivia Kerstetter, who had that big win last night against Tia Toomey in the head-to-head matchups, and now World is already on to the GHDs, and they'll get the work on their set of 35 as North America's getting set to finish up.
Yeah, I gotta say, the pace at which they come out on, we figured row would pretty much be a null void effect between the two, but this is a huge distance that World has already put on Team North America.
A 10-rep lead unofficially as North America has now started their first set of GHDs. These do need to be synchro.
The other thing that we need is you see those white lines on the GHD pad. We actually saw this in the Syndicate Crown this year for the qualifying season to the 2025 CrossFit Games. And this has been a point of contention for several years, Sean, of where we force athletes to sit their hips. I mean, we talk about the level 1, get your butt behind the pad. That's where it's supposed to be. But we've seen hips on the other side, almost an ab mat sit-up-like position. Now with the white tape, you clearly have set a designated position for those hips to be behind.
And now,
wow,
the world team is done. They'll move to the first set of barbells, 105 pounds, 95 and 75, 35 synchros reps, and they have to be synchroned at the top and the bottom. So keep that in mind as they work through the set, and they can switch barbells however many times they want.
And when it comes to synchro work, you don't need to be fast, especially when there's 35 total reps to start things off at the beginning of the event. Maybe in 25 you might need to pick up, but that's more breaking less than staying on the barbell, and in the 15. But here, you see a little break and a rotation. We said in the beginning, there's so much strategy. Break early, not often, and that's a good position for Team World.
And Tia Toomey is out there. She's wearing that white long sleeve shirt. As one of the team captains for Team World, helping her squad through this. As the North America team has now gotten to work on their set of 35.
And with this head-to-head style competition is that it doesn't matter. You don't have 10 athletes you're all trying to beat because it's an individual competition. As long as you stay ahead of the one person that you have to beat, the pacing at which you decide to go is dictated on how far ahead that you are. So Tia Claire Toomey's job is to be out there, is to coach the team. How far ahead, what rep they are on, did they just break? She's doing all of that work so her athletes can just follow her lead and compete.
North America with a break, and they will rotate as Brandon and Raptis switch barbells. Meanwhile, the world team on the right side of the screen is just about done with this first set of 35, and they are finished. And they will advance the two heaviest barbells. They leave the lightest one behind, and they will move towards the middle of the floor as they get through this event.
So the reps will decrease to 25 reps into this second round. However, the weights will increase for all 3 bars across the board.
Now North America's done, and they'll head back for their set of 25 calories on the rower.
Now there's something to be said on the rower is that when you see someone ahead of you, you don't really know how long they've been there. You also don't know how many cals that they're on. So it's really hard to determine what type of effort you're going to need to put forward to try to catch Team World.
And you can see Dallin Pepper in the back there kind of taking a peek at what World is doing, so he can let his athletes know what they need to do.
That's the really fun thing about this competition, because you have your other teammates on the competition floor that you don't normally get in really any other team competition around the world, is that your teammates can go, look, hey guys, we're 7 cals behind. Hey, their pace is an 800 cal per hour pace. If you guys just push it to 900, now we start to chip away. There's still plenty of time left in this event for Team North America to maybe try to catch Team World.
At the 96 rep mark, that should be when Team World will be advancing. And there it is, as World now heads to the GHDs for their second set. 25 synchro reps they need to complete here. Looking to snap the 3-event winning streak that North America brings into this event.
The way the women for Team World is coming out swinging in this event, you can see what that speech from Tia Claire Toomey has done to light a fire under this team after what happened earlier this morning.
Tia Toomey now moving up to the barbells as North America is done, and they are on the GHDs for the second time.
They're over 35 seconds behind Team World. Now it's nice for Team World, not that they should play around with pacing, is that they're now in the driver's seat. They can determine what pace they really need to go in this second set or this second round for 25 front squats.
And now the barbells have increased in weight again. 95, 105, 125. 25 synchro reps at the top and the bottom, and again, you can switch as many times as you like within this set.
We saw in the first set of 35, they broke, they did a rotation, and then they finished out. They did it in 2 sets.
Gracie Walton, Emma Tall, and Amy Kringle out there for Team World. And there is Tia Toomey prowling the competition floor. And North America now will move to the barbells. A break for Team World, and they will rotate.
15 reps ahead of Team North America.
Well, this is smart from Danielle Brandon, angling a little bit so she has a better view of her teammates.
A bit of a different, almost not necessarily a horseshoe, but horseshoed in with the Team North America on the left, whereas Team World are staggered. So your far left athlete can see the athletes ahead of them.
And now it's back to the rower for 15 calories here in round 3 for Team World as they look to pick up a point and retake the lead that they had to start this day.
And with the position that Team World is that it's nearly a foregone conclusion that they're going to take the point here for the women. So what you want to make sure is that depending on if you are going to pick one of these three to take on the monostructural test coming up, and it's not Tia that's going to go back-to-back. However, if I'm Team World and I'm Tia Claire Toomey and you need to get some wins, there's no one better on your team to say, hey, listen, I know it's a back-to-back, but I can handle it.
It's like Jimmy Chitwood and Hoosiers. I'll make it.
Team North America almost 50 seconds behind Team World.
But now North America just got to be thinking about getting inside that 16-minute time gap, which should not be a problem, but they will pick up that valuable point as the World team is done with their 15 calories.
And as a team captain for Team North America, depending on, obviously Danielle Brandon is going to have to do the captain's test at the end. I would tell him to pull back a little bit. Listen, you're not taking Team World on this one. It's just not going to happen. We're not getting the point. We just need to finish under the time cap so we don't lose that potential point there. Save some energy because, look, if it goes down the way we think it, Danielle Brandon is going to be, she's going to need to be as fresh as she can for that captain's test.
Team World's done. They head back to the barbells for the third and final time. Now the weight goes from 145 to 125 to 105 pounds, but only 15 reps that they need to complete as North America is now just moving to the GHDs for their set of 15. Kerstetter, Raptis, and Danielle Brandon getting started, and as you mentioned, Chase, they are not going to catch the World team, but they can still pick up that 1 point for finishing inside the 16-minute time cap.
And why they have that point in that time cap is so that instead of Team North America just stopping the competition and just why waste any more time and energy if we know we're going to lose, that point for getting underneath the time cap keeps those teams from doing that. So everybody has to do all the work in each event.
You know, you mentioned the kind of pullback strategy for North America, probably the same case here for World. No reason to sprint your way through these when you have this big of a lead. And now North America is making their way to the barbells.
Now, depending on what we assume is going to happen with Tia taking the next two events, is that this will be the last time the Team World women are going to take the floor today.
And that is going to do it for Team World. They will pick up 2 points inside the time cap and the fastest time. And now North America's got to close out here in the next 5 minutes to earn the 1 point for getting inside the time cap. And now the World team has that 1 point lead back that they brought into this third and final day.
See Alexis Raptis and Danielle Brandon switching. Olivia Kerstetter staying on the heavy barbell.
Barbells down, doesn't look like they are good. They are rotating now as Brandon and Raptis switch. Final couple of reps for the North America team, and they will make it well inside the time cap, and they will pick up the point. So it should be 11-10 World team as we hand things over to the men.
And now the pendulum swings back to the world team, and the pressure's back on Team North America. This is exactly what we showed up. We want to see a tight race, a close race. We want it to come down to the end.
Now, we were talking on the pre-show that there was one point last night where it looked like it might get out of hand. And then that's when the three-event win streak started for North America and got us deadlocked here coming into this event. But it has been a lot of fun to watch this back and forth.
You asked me what Team World needed to do to start off this afternoon's events, and it was to punch back and to punch back hard, and they did just that for the women's side.
Let's take a look how it went down here as Team World pretty much led from the get-go. They were the first team through the 35-calorie row and then never looked back after that.
Very quick start. The question was it too quick? And they'd answered that pretty soon after that first round as they pulled ahead of Team North America after that first set of 35 front squats and just never looked back. They looked very confident, very comfortable on the row, nice, smooth GHD sit-ups. And those structured rep schemes, rotations with the barbells each round. Team World just absolutely dominated from start to finish.
Yeah, good strategy and a little pep talk from Tia Toomey this earlier today pays off for Team World. They are back in the lead as they pick up the event win. And we'll see if the men for Team World can follow that up. Let's send it down to the competition floor. Bella Martin is with Gracie Walton.
Grace, we saw Tia's pep talk after this morning. You came in and did this. Is this Team World making a statement that they're here for the trophy?
Yeah, I think she was right when she said she was like, we didn't deserve to win. And I feel like we kind of like, it was pretty shit out there. But we knew coming into tonight we have some really good events. And I know once you start off a morning like not the best, it's a little bit hard to come back from. But I think that just shows that these are our events, so it'll be good to watch.
Well, watching you on the floor, your team and Team North America had completely different strategies for it, between the setup and how you were pacing and the way you were even facing each other. Who decided what was going to happen for Team World?
To be honest, I think it was a lot of input. Like, we had an athlete doing the monostructural next that's in this event, so we had to think about saving her a little bit. But then, you know, it's a much harder workout when you're only doing the heavy bars. So there was a lot of input and a lot of different strategy, but I'm glad we picked that one.
Well, we're glad for you too, Grace. Congratulations.
Gracie Walton, Emma Tull, and Amy Kringle picking up the event win, and it is now 10-9.
Hey, there's a big Easter egg in that saying, we thought Tia might go back-to-back, but she is not. So one of the athletes that were for Team World will be taking on the monostructural event after this one.
We'll take a quick break. Men coming up next in Event 9 as our coverage from Huntington Beach continues of the 2025 TYR Cup.
People always say, when the dust settles, that's when I'll make my move. Not you, though. The dust, that's where you live. You love the excitement, the energy, the grit. Because you know, without a shadow of a doubt, the dust may settle, but you never will. And neither do we. Join now.
We've been sold on a system that costs more, asks more, and delivers less. Wake up. Health isn't bought. It's built. It's time to make choices that become habits, that change everything. Wake up. See what happens when the power is back in your hands. Welcome to the awakening. it's built, where lungs burn and muscles scream, or every step, every rep, every set brings you closer to unbreakable. This isn't a place for shortcuts or excuses. Grit is built where limits are shattered and the impossible is conquered. Grit is built here.
Well, Team World has righted the ship, and now Pat Vellner and company will try to bring one home for North America as we continue event number 9 here at the 2025 TYR Cup. Our overall standings, it is 10-9 Team World. So clarification on the scoring. The bonus point is available if both the men and the women finish inside the time cap. So point for the winner and point if both teams, both groups finish under the time cap. That is why it is 10-9 right now, World.
Shouldn't be an issue. We saw the women finish in plenty of time. Sink or sink, 35, 25, 15, cow row, sink row GHD sit-ups, and sink row front squats. Each round, you have 3 different weights on the bars, and then the bar weights will increase in weight as you move from round to round.
Anything change about your keys after watching that first heat?
It really does stay the same. Is that as you get to that last bar, we saw a lot of teams, especially in North America, put their strongest athlete on the heaviest bar in the last round the entire time while the other two switch. So if it comes down to a race at the end, you want your strongest athlete handling the last barbell. And then break early, not often. We saw Team World execute this flawlessly, switching, rotating all 3 early in the first round of 35, and that clearly was the path to go after they took that win.
Here's who is going to be competing for both teams. For the World team, it's Krennikov, Crouch, and Gerard. And for North America, it's Vellner, Hopper, and Medeiros.
It's interesting to see Dallin Pepper not being out there for Team World. And it may be setting him up to return to the
another trip to the pain
test.
cave. 35 calories on the rower to start. It's 10-9 right now, Team World, after their women won the matchup.
This is a very interesting matchup between the Team North America of Justin Medeiros, Jason Hopper, and Pat Vellner. All 3 athletes have the ability to grind out events just like this one, but on the flip side, Gerard, Crouch, and Roman, they have the same capacity, and we cannot forget how good these athletes are at that grindy, just running through the mud style test, and all 6 of these athletes out here have the ability to do that. So I hope it's close at the end so we can get a good race, and we'll see who shakes out on top.
Scoring hat on top of the screen will show you the reps remaining.
I know I said on the women's side in the previous event that the 35 was just a buy-in and it's not really going to make or break your event, and that was Team World's like, no, that is the wrong strategy because they went out fast. They already put a near 20-second gap between them and Team North America after the first 35 and never looked back. So looks like everyone's right about the same pace between the two teams.
All the judges' hands go in the air at the same time. Medeiros is off first. Here come Hopper, Vellner, and now all of Team World. So we're dead even going into the first set of 35 synchro GHDs. Team of North America getting to work first.
And for this pacing, obviously all three have to be synchronized. You don't want to get a no rep because of that and just lose some seconds. At the same time, you do not want to be out of control. That might increase your chances of getting a no rep. But with 35 total reps in this round, pushing the pace a little bit to save some seconds by how close it already is between these teams is a necessity.
And North America does seem to be pushing the pace right here.
Team World up by 1 after the women. Team North America, these men have to get a point here.
The judge's hand in the air on the left side and on the right side. So both teams are putting the finishing touches here on this opening set. North America is going to be off first. They move to the first set of barbells. 115, 135, and 155 is the heaviest. 35 synchro front squats have to be synchronized at the bottom and the top. And now the world team is picking up the barbells.
That heaviest bar will always be on the far right, as Vellner's taking the lightest and Medeiros in the middle. The opposite is true on the other side of the competition floor for Team World.
Roman Krennikov on the heaviest barbell for his team. At the 121 rep mark is when they will be done.
Quick break for Team World as Team North America holds on, and one of our keys was to break early and not often.
And now here's a break for North America as Vellner and Hopper will switch, and Medeiros is going to stay at 135.
The opposite for Team World, everybody just shifted over one barbell.
Tia Toomey out there on the white is keeping a close eye on North America as World switches again.
Second break, and that little break keeps the legs fresh. It takes the toll off the body a bit, because as these bars increase in weight, even though they decrease in reps, you're still rowing hard, you're still doing GHD sit-ups, and that might allow these athletes a little bit more energy at the end when they really need it.
North America is done. They advance the 2 heaviest barbells, head back to the Echo rower now for 25 calories.
Look at this, 2 breaks for Team World, only 1 break for Team North America, and they are still just only a couple seconds behind Team North America.
Krennikov, Crouch, and Gerard join Medeiros, Hopper, and Vellner here in round 2.
This is a big row. It's the row you don't want to do. It's the middle round of 3. It's the 25 mark. It's basically the round of 15 and a 21-15-9. This row will matter because if it's only separated by a few seconds after the round of 35, just to gain a couple seconds when you have the opportunity is going to be big for Team North America if they want to try to tie things up after this event.
.96 is the mark they're looking to hit on the scoreboard before they'll advance for the second time to the 25 GHDs.
I really enjoyed how Team World's men broke up their front squats in the round of 35. Everybody got a touch on every single bar. No one is holding that bar on the front rack where that time under tension is going to fatigue you just as much as the squats will.
Justin Medeiros, the first man off the rower. Here come Hopper and Vellner as North America maintains their lead.
Team North America should push the pace a little bit here. Once you're on the GHD, it's a little bit of an out of sight, out of mind. You have to be focused forward on the GHD. You can't really tell where people are. You see TYR Toomey on the far right side of your screen doing the best she can to keep pace and to let the team know how close they are to Team North America.
And North America got through about 8 reps before World started on their set of 25.
What I'm looking for when Team North America gets off is how quickly do they make their way to the second round of barbells, because we talked about saving seconds. You don't want to waste seconds by taking too long to get to the bar and start.
Vellner, Hopper, and Medeiros are done. They move to the second set of barbells, 135, 155, and now 185, the heaviest weight out there.
Jason Hopper takes the lightest bar. Medeiros takes the heaviest bar. Medeiros was in the middle for both sets in the previous one, so now Medeiros moves to the outside on the right with the heaviest barbell for the set of 25.
Here comes the World team. As Krennikov gets his hands on the heaviest barbell, Crouch is in the middle, and then it's Gerard on the 135-pound bar.
Team World broke twice and got to the bar behind Team North America, and still were actually able to make up time.
Well, now Hopper and Medeiros will switch. They're looking to get to the 46 rep mark on the scoreboard.
So we saw the same strategy in the round of 35 where Medeiros was on the middle bar and he stayed there while the other two athletes switched. This time it's Vellner taking the heavy duty in the middle.
And now Crouch and Gerard and Krennikov all rotate. North America is on their final rep, and they will advance the 2 heaviest barbells and head back to the rower for the 3rd and final time.
This is where we got to get to the rower. Get to the rower set. When Team World turns around, they see everybody rowing. If they're not rowing yet, that provides a little bit of a window for Team World to be intent on trying to maybe catch them on the final set of 15.
Danielle Brandon communicating something to Jason Hopper. Here comes Roman Krennikov back to the rower along with Jay Crouch and Ricky Gerard. So 31 is the mark on the scoreboard they need to get to before they will advance to the GHD sit-ups for the 3rd and final time. Complete 15 reps there, and then it's that final set of the heaviest barbells that we'll see in this event.
You know, what you want to hear from your team captain is, where are they? How close are they to us? What is the pace we need to be rowing? What are they rowing at?
North American men are done. Judges' hands in the air for the World team, and Krennikov's going to be the first man off. And Guimaraes is out there arguing about something with Daniel Brandon. He's pointing something out he doesn't like. I think Brandon's telling him to get back on his own side. This is definitely turned into a competition.
Oh, yes. And this is what you always wait for. It's like everybody's cool on day 1. Everyone starts to get a little quieter on day 2. Now people are chirping on day 3. That's what we want to see in some good old-fashioned fun.
Final 3 barbells, 155, 185, 225 pounds. 15 reps for Team North America as they look to even things up on the scoreboard yet again. And now Team World's done with their GHDs.
Now Jason Hopper is sitting on that middle barbell. We've seen Pat take it for a whole round, Justin take it for a whole round. Now Justin's on the heaviest bar on the outside. He'll rotate through. Jason stays in the middle, so the strategy stays the same for Team North America.
They only have 6 reps remaining. World is onto the barbell, and Roman Krennikov turning in so he can get a better look at his teammates to stay synchronized. Again, it's got to be synchronized at the bottom and the top. And it's going to be Team North America evening things up as the men punch back.
If the monostructural event couldn't get worse, now you're tied going into it.
World is in, both teams get inside that time cap, and we are still tied now with just 2 events remaining.
That was huge for the men. I mean, you just knew if Team North America went into the 10th event of the weekend 2 points down, I mean, that is hard to make up. The question is, who's going to be doing event number 10? We heard for the women's side for Team World that one of their athletes is pulling double duty between this event and the next one. I'm curious is, if you look at what just happened, we may see one of those last-minute substitutions on the table.
Well, here's what happened in this event as we take a look back at our replay, and sort of the same story as the women, just opposite teams leading here.
And it was very consistent, very smooth. The pacing in which they had on the row, the tempo that they had on the GHDs, and then the way they rotated in and out on the barbell. Each athlete took an entire set in the middle bar by themselves where the opposite ones would switch at the halfway point. It was never out of control. It was really never a doubt. Once we got into that second round, it was pretty much tied after the round of 35, but Team North America in that set of 25 did everything they needed to do to get ahead of Team World and held on to that lead that they had going into that final set of 15.
And I think it was a clean run for both teams throughout. I didn't see a single no rep, which is pretty admirable when you consider the fact that the squats had to be synchronized at the bottom and the top. But it was North America getting across the finish line first. They pick up the win. Let's go to Bella Martin with Jason Hopper.
Jason, you came out, you responded, and you were completely uninterrupted on this heat win for the boys. Tell me about it.
That's right. The boys go uninterrupted. Yeah, we lost that first point this morning, or just now. So we were just trying to bounce back, tie it up, put it in the hands of the king of the Echo Bike.
The king of the Echo Bike. I like that you're saying that one now. Did you take any key learnings from the girls, or was this already the plan going into the men's time for this one?
We didn't get a whole lot of time to, watch them and figure out what they did. We had a plan. We stuck to it. They gave us some good feedback, and we kind of just trusted our fitness.
Something I'm wanting to know, what is the champion's mindset coming into TYR SoCal today, last day competition?
Well, it's a team. I'm not out here by myself, so I'm just trying to be a value wherever I can.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Good job, team.
We are two events away from closing this thing out, but we are no closer to figuring out who's going to win this thing, as we are still tied, now knotted up at 11 apiece. So 2 events remain. We'll be back. If you like human suffering, you're going to get some of that here in the next event. And if you like smart people in the booth, the professor, Brent Fikowski, is going to be joining us here as our coverage continues at the 2025 TYR Wodapalooza SoCal.
I don't know how I feel about that one. I've been here the whole time.
The all-new Whoop is here, now more advanced than ever. Train smarter, sleep deeper, recover faster. Extend your healthy years. Understand your cycle phases. Now 7% smaller with 14 plus days of battery life. So your data never stops, and neither do you. Power your best performance with memberships made for every goal. Join Whoop today.
Subject A, please proceed to a 5-minute per mile pace. Subject A, please rest.
Maybe you were born with this fire, or someone stoked it in you. But at some point you decided, when others walk, you run. When they rest, you keep going. And when they give up, you're just getting started. What makes you compete is why you'll thrive. Apply now.
It's time to make a return trip to the Pain Cave. Day number 3 of TYR Wodapalooza SoCal continues here as we now have just 2 events remaining in the 2025 TYR Cup. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram. Bella Martin's on the competition floor. We're joined in the booth now by the man known as the Professor. He is a 9-time CrossFit Games athlete, Brent Fikowski. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been probably playing more beach volleyball than actually doing fitness here. How's that been going for you?
Well, I mean, I did do the gauntlet, which was a grueling 30 to 45-minute workout here and had a great time. But, yes, I did sneak over the pier and played some volleyball.
Yeah, you look pretty good in the process, but you probably have some very fond memories of this event. You did this one last year.
It's funny, I don't remember it at all. Maybe there's something in my brain that has forced me to forget these excruciating few minutes that these 4 athletes are about to experience.
Classic male trauma, just bury
Yep,
it down
don't
deep
talk about
and
it.
never bring it up again.
We are tied at 11 now with 2 events remaining. This one, like I said before we went to break, if you're a fan of human suffering, you're going to enjoy watching this because one person is going to go through the entirety of this event, and I do not envy these individuals.
Oh man, when I saw that this was back, I could only just say thoughts and prayers to the athletes that had to draw the short straw for this particular event. But we're doing it in reverse that we had from last year. We're starting on the assault runner, keeping the bar facing burpees in the middle, and then finishing off with a 50 cal echo bike, doing one effort every 5 minutes.
Let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team. Bella Martin is out on the competition floor with more.
Well, Jason Hopper finally has relinquished the title of King of the Echo Bike to his best friend, Dallin Pepper, who last year did those 50 calories in 38 seconds. Well, I think arguably Dallin is fitter than he was last year. I'm excited to see if he's got the same fire going here as he did against Brent Fikowski last year. Maybe we'll see 37 seconds for these 50 cals.
Thanks, Bella. Women are going to kick us off first. Now, there was a substitution. Roman Krennikov was originally scheduled to compete for the world team, but Guy Maieros has now subbed in for him as Guy did not participate in that last event. It's going to be Emma Lawson going up against Amy Kringle for the women. Chase, what are the keys here?
Well, listen, let's just call it what it is. This is just going to be a suck fest for the next 15 minutes for these athletes. The word of the day is pain. Accept it, it's going to happen, and let's move on. Into the storm. It's just one of those that you don't want to do it, but when the storm's coming, charge through it, and it'll be over just a little bit faster when you do.
So only 1 point total on the line here. It's the total combined time for both the men and the women. Fastest time will win the event. What was going through your head, Brent, when you found out you were doing this event last year?
You know, I've been doing quite a bit of high power output work, mostly on the Echo bike and the rower. And I just wanted to rely on my training, take really deep breaths, and kind of what our friend Chase Ingram here said was try not to think about the pain, accept that it was coming. It was going to be one of the most painful workouts I had ever done. And it's one of those things. I think this is a test of certainly power output, but also repeatability. I think that's where Dallin got me last year was after the Echo bike, we were tied up, but he had a little more in the tank after each effort. So we're going to see which athletes have been training that, not just going hard for this, minute to minute 30 effort, full recovery, almost 10 minutes, and then putting it on the line again.
Well, Emma Lawson has a slight lead on Amy Kringle. Again, the reps at the top of your screen will count down. 500 meters on this assault runner, which, if you haven't done this a lot, it feels like a mile.
Well, especially if you don't know where the other person is.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're looking at your own monitor, but, Brent, if you're on there, would it be helpful to have maybe a teammate yelling maybe where the other person is to either keep you motivated to push the pace or try to catch up?
Depending on the athlete, I was always a little more intrinsically motivated than externally motivated, but I mean, I'm impressed with Kringle here, right? She just did that other workout. Kringle is definitely one of the fittest women in the run, on the machines. This is a great workout for her on paper, no doubt. And Emma Lawson's maybe typically more like just general CrossFitter, body weight cycling, right? Mid-weight barbell and just crushing that stuff. So I think for Emma here, it's really keeping things, close to Kringle. Maybe she'll get lucky and Kringle's a little fatigued from that first workout, and then Down's got to bring it home.
We talked about that repeatability between effort to effort, and as you said, Amy Kringle just doing the previous event. How tough is it after going through? I mean, we talked about the squats that they just did. Now you've got burpees coming up after the run.
I'd say very tough. I mean, these are the fittest people in the world, so if anyone can do it, it's going to be them. But, you know, it'll start to bite on those last, I mean, it did for me, especially on those last, let's call it 15 burpees, right? She might be rep for rep with Emma and the burpees, 30, 35 reps in, start to tail off, and then on that echo bike, you'll get 20, 30 seconds in, and it's going to hurt no matter what, but those RPMs are going to start slipping away on you, and there's nothing you can do.
We'll wait for the official times. It looked like Amy Kringle was done first. We're going to wait on that official score, but while we do that, let's bring in Bella Martin.
Danielle, captain's question for you. How did you guys decide who was going to do this one? Was it drawing straws, or was Emma the top choice?
Emma was our top choice.
When it comes to all three of this one, which is going to be her strongest one? Is it going to be a North America sweep, or how are we going to see this go down?
Well, we're only 2 seconds behind, and we're only going to get ahead on these burpees and, again, on the echo bike.
I love to hear it. Thanks, Danielle.
Now, to keep in mind, the one point that we have available is the total cumulative time between the women and the men for Team World and Team North America. And as you just heard, is that, we'll say unofficially, Team World holding on to a 2-second edge.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what Guy can do here. Guy is a high-power athlete. He won the 550-yard dash at the CrossFit Games in 2021. I remember that vividly. He made it look way too easy. And, you know, so he's going to have no problem on that. On the burpees, he's incredible at that type of stuff. So explosive in his upper body. He can stay low. But I think it's really the repeatability of those two things, and probably like the power output on the echo bike. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do here, honestly, to dig in and hopefully make himself proud with what the training he's been putting in.
What I'm curious is it's going to be pretty close on the runner, but there's a lot of variability and difference in time that could happen on the Cal row, especially under fatigue at the end of all this.
Oh, yeah. Less than a minute away before we start the matchup between Dallin Pepper and Guy Maieros. Now, unofficially, it's a 2-second lead for the world team. 129 for Emma Lawson, 127 for Amy Kringle. That is unofficial. So 2 seconds.
Now, Brent, what I'm curious of is that on ground or on a track, Guy can have the advantage because he is so explosive and powerful. As you said, won the 550-yard run. But on a machine, heavy weight is also an advantage for a bigger athlete if they can keep up that tempo.
Oh, we've got 5 seconds left here, folks.
2, 1, go. Here we go, Pepper against Maieros.
Answering your question, you know, just the run for time, I'd give Guy the advantage. You know, treadmill, sand, dirt, uphill, downhill, track. But I think it'll still be close. Dallin puts in a lot of yards in his running at every speed because he knows that's his biggest weakness. And, you know, fittest athletes in the world. So even the thing that they're the worst at, they're usually not that far behind the other athletes that might be the best at it. So it's really, I think I could see Guy here getting, you know, a couple seconds, and it's really going to come down to the recoverability for those burpees. And then who can, you know, it could be a 10, 20-second lead for Dallin on that echo bike. Maybe not 20, but I think Dallin has the edge on the echo. Oh, here we go. Happy to eat my words.
Has a slight lead.
All right, so if you had Roman Karenikov screaming in your face, would that be helpful for your run?
Oh, absolutely.
Who do you not want screaming in your face? That's what I want to know.
Anyone who's cheering for me, and even against me, that works for some athletes too. Oh, wow, it's very, very close, folks.
Like Guy Maieros is in. Pepper's got to get across, and that margin is going to be a little wider. So we'll wait for the official times. But it was a 2-second lead for the world team going into that portion.
These burpees are going to be exciting. I think something to think about, like at home here, is if you just had all these athletes do 10 bar-facing burpees for time, they're going to be within a second of each other, right? So it's not their top speed that we're looking at here. It's really those last 20 reps. They're going to be going, you know, near synchro or a little slower if they're not as confident, but they're going to be going very similar pace for the first 10, 20 reps. And then you're going to see the fitness, the muscle endurance, the comfort in that movement really expose itself on these bar-facing burpees, and that's kind of what this is testing. It's a little less about true top speed, because for burpees, most athletes at this level, it's going to be very similar.
We talked about the repeatability with these 3 different pieces in this event. What are you doing, or what would you advise these athletes doing to recover between these and set themselves up for the next one?
Yeah, biggest one is going to be cooling down, right? Lowering your core temperature, so getting ice as close to your center of mass as possible. That could be drinking cold water. Obviously getting in some carbs, drinking or eating those. There's some different breathwork stuff you can do. Depending on who you ask, some would say, oh, you know, sit on a bike, go really slow. Others would say sit like this. Others might say lie on your back, put your feet up. I've talked to different coaches from different sports about that, and there's different ways of going about it. But core temperature is a big one. And, you know, you can see positive mindset stuff too, right? Knowing, like you said, you're jumping into a house on fire wearing nothing but your underwear. And there's only one way out of this, and that is one of the most painful experiences of your life. So if you're willing to embrace that, you're off to a good start.
Now let's bring Bella Martin back in. Bella?
Emma, I'm surprised you're not out on the floor, but tell me Team World's strategy for your 2 teammates for this one tonight.
Well, we just picked our 2 best athletes, and they're doing a really good job so far. And yeah, I do like the echo bike. I don't mind the burpees, but Amy is a great runner, and she just showed that.
She's a great runner. Something that I'm thinking about in this one, how do you recover, and how to, as a teammate, if you're not doing this one, how do you help your teammates recover?
You just be there for them, serve them whatever they can eat and drink, and recover as fast as possible. Change their shoes, shake their legs.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Thanks. Congratulations, Team World. Well done.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bella. Unofficially, it's a 4-second lead right now for Team World, as Amy Kringle and Emma Lawson are back out. And think back a couple of years to semifinals. I think it was in Orlando where we had that great burpee over the bar matchup between Emma Carey and Emma Lawson.
You're seeing a lot of good burpees over the bar battles over the years throughout the CrossFit season. Rich Froning, Scott Panchek in 2014.
What I'll be looking for here is, I think most athletes will be hopping up out of the push-up position. They won't be stepping up. Maybe the last few I had to last year. The last few I was just struggling. And then really as they jump over the bar, just keeping their entire center mass as close to the bar as possible, like they're going to basically be dragging their fingertips across that barbell.
3, 2, 1, go.
We are underway. Lawson and Kringle. Lawson in the blue, Kringle in the red. And again, unofficially, it's a 4-second lead for the world team.
Kringle is out so quick, but the difference between the two with outside of the cadence is Kringle is going in circles the entire time. She's turning to the left, where Emma Lawson is basically going side to side.
As long as Amy doesn't get dizzy here, I imagine she's going to win. 25 burpees on the first bar, 25 on the second bar. I think as soon as your feet touch the ground, time ends over. The biggest difference here is Amy's getting off and on the ground, I think, a little bit quicker. Over the bar, much the same. Amy, you know, must have strong pressing power, has been working on that. Looks like, I think, a 2 to 3 rep lead. Oh, less than that, half a rep.
Kringle to the second barbell just ahead of Emma Lawson. She's got a couple rep lead here.
Well, now we're going to see that fitness play in. You know, Amy came out hot. I think at one point she might have had a 2 rep lead, but that slowly withered away. And maybe Emma's consistency. She might have paced this a little better.
And then what you're looking at is basically you'll see an athlete get almost pinned to the ground where that pop-up from the push-up position starts to wane. Might be seeing that a little bit from Amy Kringle.
Yeah, getting slower off the ground. I remember what this felt like last year. There's not much you can do. You can adjust. There's no amount of yelling that's going to speed those burpees up for Kringle. You just adjust. Try to speed up the portion you can. It's clearly her pressing that's giving out. She's starting to step up with 1 foot.
And Lawson is done first. And that is big because she made a race and now give her team a lead, erasing that 4-second deficit. So North America may be in the lead here. We'll have to wait for the official scores. But again, 4 seconds coming in, and that sure as heck looked like 4 seconds, if not more, between the two of them.
I mean, if the clock is anywhere near, that was 8 to 9 seconds difference between the two.
And I think what's going to be hard here too is when you go out as fast as Amy did, trail off, embrace that lactic acid, whatever you want to call it, for those last 15 reps, that's going to be even harder to recover from leading into the echo bike. Whereas Emma, pretty consistent the whole time, no doubt painful the last half, but more of a sustained effort. So I'm expecting on the echo bike, Kringle, all things equal, maybe a little better on the echo bike than Emma, but Emma here looking a little more composed. I think she might have the edge going into the echo bike, which is going to make things really interesting as we look forward to the men.
What about that mental component? Is like, hey, I thought I had it, but in the last 15, what I wanted to do and what my body was allowing me to do were totally different things. If you're not really locked in and focused with that confidence, do you carry that possibly into the bike with maybe a worry, is this going to happen again to me?
An athlete of lesser mental fortitude than Amy Kringle, absolutely, Chase Ingram, absolutely. In this case with Amy, I'm not too worried about it, especially with the support system. Everyone's going to be telling her, don't worry about it, you got this. You get 100% on the echo bike, that's the last thing you have to do today. That's the last thing you have to do this week. Rest week coming up. All I want from you is a minute 30 at most on the bike. I'm not too worried about that. And even, at the end of that, those burpees there, I can only imagine, maybe she's on her own in her gym, maybe she's in a heat of 20 women. She might slow down a little bit there. I'm not feeling so good. But in this atmosphere, everyone yelling, fast, not happening.
Let's go back to Bella Martin, who's with Justin Medeiros.
Justin, a quick question. While your teammates are out there on the floor, you were right in their face, and you're one of the first ones to pop up to help them recover when they're done. What are you thinking about? How are you the most helpful teammate right now?
Yeah, I think about myself in some of these workouts. I think in a 5-round workout, round 4 is where it hurts, and right when you're getting to that next bar, man, that's where you're starting to second guess yourself, and that's when you can rely on your teammates to get that freaking thing hype, and that's when this whole crowd's gonna get loud and get everyone fired up to finish strong.
How are we gonna get fired up for Dallin, one of your besties?
Man, dude, Dallin's a freaking dog, man, dude. He's gonna close strong, he's strong-minded, and I'm so excited to watch him blow him out of the water on this next one. So let's go, Team North America! Woo!
Thanks, Justin.
Unofficially, it's now a 5-second lead for North America, as Maieros and Pepper get set to square off in the 50-bar facing burpees.
Man, there's nothing better than finishing your competition and just getting to cheer on your friends. You can see Justin's a little more relaxed, not so nervous. His work's done, right? He's just got these 2 workouts to watch.
You ready to go? 3, 2, 1, go.
So as you can see, Guy Maieros is fast. Guy is a walking fast twitch muscle. And so his first 10, 15 burpees are going to be very fast. Can he sustain that? We're going to find out.
Well, also you talked about the pressing power, that push from the floor. We saw Guy showcase that with the wall-facing handstand push-ups yesterday. The ring muscle-ups, obviously with his strength and power, it's got to be a benefit for the burpees even when he's getting tired.
Now, Dallin Pepper starting to catch up a little bit here and match Guy's pace. He may be slightly ahead of him.
Yeah, you can see Dallin's chest is staying closer to the barbell as he gets over the barbell. Guy, in those first reps, as fast as they were, he was standing a little more upright. But gosh, these guys are moving fast.
And Pepper with about a 1.5 lead over Maieros as they're in the back half of these 50 reps. Unofficially 5-second cushion for Team North America, courtesy of Emil Lawson's performance in this portion of the event.
Dallin Pepper did about 25 burpees in 42 seconds.
That is fast, folks. That is very, very fast. I wonder if Dallin will just coast in a little bit more here, making sure he saves lots for the echo bike, or if he's going to keep the pedal to the metal. Well, with Jason yelling there, I think I know the answer.
The final 5 reps for Dallin Pepper.
Oh, Guy's right on his tail.
Uh-oh.
Maieros is closing the gap. And Pepper's in, and that's going to be tight.
Wow. Yeah, but that was huge for Guy. He was so far behind after the first 25.
Looks like it's now going to be a 6-second deficit as Pepper beats him by just 1 second as now we head in to the calories on the bike. 50 calories on the Echo bike is going to decide this thing.
That's a meme-worthy face there by Guy shaking his head. That's a lot of pain right now. Oh, I'm hoping he's not thinking about the 50 cal Echo bike yet.
Oh my goodness.
Second straight year that Dallin Pepper has had to go through this.
I like how Jason is like, oh, I'll give you the title if you do the
exactly.
if you do the monostructural test.
Okay, you can have it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Guy on this bike too. I mean, Guy, like I said, walking fast twitch muscle, head to toe. He's so powerful. Not known for putting out high watts on the Echo bike in longer workouts or even mid-distance workouts, but there's nothing to say that he can't put up an impressive 40 cals and hold on for 10 more.
I mean, I had the question because, like most other people, I figured Roman would be one of those athletes to do this one and Guy for the squats. And so when they made that last second switch, I was curious of how that was going to shake out. But watching Guy's performance for Team World at the moment for the men's side is very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
The rumor has it that Dallin Pepper tried to pawn this event off on Jason Hopper, and Hopper wanted nothing to do with it.
I don't blame him.
All right, let's bring Bella Martin back in. Bella?
Hey, Jay. So there was a little bit of drama there on the floor. Tell me what happened. We did all the reps, I promise.
Yeah, no, I think we thought it was one less, but it was one more, so it's all good.
Well, we're just about tied up going into the last one, which is that Echo Bike sprint. What do you have to hold on that one to beat 38 seconds?
Oh, man, we just got to give our best effort out, guys. That's all we can ask for. We can play the game a little bit, but not in this. There's nowhere to hide. So best effort's all we're looking for.
Best efforts for Team World. Let's hear it for them, guys. Thanks, Jay.
Well, Amy Kringle is going to be up against Emma Lawson, and she's got to find a way to carve some of that 6-second deficit down. And again, that's unofficial.
But I would say is like this being the last one instead of the first one, under the fatigue that they've already accumulated to this point, we've seen seconds separate the first two. You could see somewhere to 10 plus happening here on these 50 cows, especially on the women's side. That is a lot of cows that they're doing racing against each other.
I don't expect to see the 38-second broken just because of the pre-fatigue. I will say that. I think Dallin and my tie break there will stand today. But yeah, like you said, I mean, it really still is anyone's game. I'm super impressed by Amy Kringle's conditioning. She must be doing something right in her training to recover from that last workout, win it, right, with the girls, and then turn around and put on a hell of a show right now.
Only athlete to go back-to-back between the two.
Yes.
So from the floor, it's heard PA announcer Mike Richards say it's an 8-second lead. That's unofficial, so we'll go with that.
3, 2, 1, go. Here we go.
You noticed before the start of this, they both set up the pedals right where they wanted them, making sure they weren't going to make any mistakes.
Oh, man.
Amy Kringle's out to a good start here. Unlike the rower, you can tell based on just the speed of the handles who's moving faster, and it is Amy Kringle right now. Looks like she's using her shoulders a little bit more than Emma as well. If she can keep this up, she's going to chip into that 10-second lead for sure.
Saw Kringle out to an early lead on the burpees and fell off a little bit after the fast 50. But, between the bike, the arms do play a big factor in this. Do you shift some intensities? Like, hey, I'm going to maybe push the upper body a little bit earlier, maybe save my legs for the end. Do you mix and match some of that?
Yeah, it depends on the workout. When I did this one, I was just 110%, every arm, every finger, every toe. For the women, because it takes them a little bit longer, I would say yes, let's start really hard with the legs, transition to the arms, maybe go full body halfway through. Yeah, it looks like Amy's kind of leaning into those handles a little bit more, ripping them back. Emma Lawson, more of a neutral stance, probably using her legs a bit more. I mean, it could come down to the men here. She might be able to chip into that 10-second break.
Unofficially, it's an 8-second lead.
Jason
but
Hopper.
If you round up, it's 10.
Jason Hopper and Jay Crouch are going back and forth between the monitors to try to motivate these athletes.
Well, Kringle's got the lead. We just don't know by how much.
Oh, it's only 3.
Now Emma Lawson's starting to catch up a little bit here.
Same thing we saw in the burpees. Impressive for Kringle to have that confidence to go out hot on both. We're just watching. We're not
Yeah,
even
this
saying
is-
anything.
I forgot what we were supposed to do.
Judge's hand in the air for Kringle, right ahead of Emma Carey. Now Carey, pardon me, Emma Lawson.
Man, they both look so composed still.
And Lawson is in. That was looking like a tie.
Oh, man.
And both of them collapsing to the floor.
Oh, man. That's not fun.
And so Emma Lawson unofficially.
Wow. Brent, if you're next, are you trying to actively not look at them after they're done?
You know what's coming. You don't need to see that to know, especially Dallin having done it. But, man.
This is the score before we came in, so there was an 8-second lead. I think Emma Lawson
maybe
edged her out and maybe added a second to that.
Oh, I would not want Dallin Pepper to have a 10-second lead on me on a 50
But
cal
what
echo bike.
an effort from Emma Lawson. And as you mentioned, Brett, Kringle had the better pace off the bat, but Emma Lawson just stomped the gas. I don't know how close that was. That looked like it could have been a tie.
Yeah, it'll be within 2 seconds. And, oh, man, I know last year when I did this, it hurt more about 5 minutes after than it even did at this moment. So it was about 30 minutes before I felt comfortable to walk around again. Hats off to both these women for laying it all out there.
Jeez.
Well, they are now done. Neither one is a captain.
Should bring the litters back for the athletes after this is over.
Well, Dallin and Guy here.
Well, we know this. Guy Mayeros is going to have to beat Dallin Pepper by a sizable margin. As it is now being reported from the floor, it's an 11-second overall lead for North America.
You know, if I'm Guy, that's the attitude. That's exactly what I wanted to see. You know, this is just as much about pride. We know Guy for his strength. We know Guy for his, his amazing gymnastics prowess. I'd love to see a solid time here, if nothing else, just for his own confidence. We could see Guy for another decade competing in this sport, and this is just adding to that confidence, to that repertoire. One of the best athletes in the field, and I'm looking forward to this.
And these are the moments where he shines the brightest. It's opportunities like this in front of the crowd.
3, 2, 1, go!
11 seconds is the lead that North America has, and Dallin Pepper with Jason Hopper serving as hype man behind him.
I mean, they're almost rep for rep here. I'm looking at, Dallin's left hand and Guy's right hand, and for a moment there, they were in sync. Again, it's going to be those last 10 for both of them. Jason Hopper, the hype man, in the ring. King of the echo bike. Guy slowing down, but still, that's still a fast pace.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I think Guy is probably out of gas.
Oh, he found the limit. Cheering him on, not letting him quit on it.
Unbelievable for Dallin Pepper. He is just about done. Judge's hand in the air. Guy Mayeros is just about done. Final countering. The champ is here.
Goodness.
Dallin Pepper brings it home for North America. They will have a 1-point lead heading into the 11th and final event.
Man, impressive for Guy. He was rep for rep there. I mean, obviously, Dallin, hats off. Jason.
Good moment between Mayeros and Pepper there. Guy gave it all he had. He was going to have to do something superhuman to beat Dallin Pepper, but North America picks up the win, and for the second straight year, it's Dallin Pepper having to go through those 3 monostructural tests. Give this guy a break next year, somebody, please.
You know, the best part about this workout is you two can try this at home, folks. There's nothing more fun than a workout like this.
Well, it was Amy Kringle who had the world team in front after the 500-meter run. but Emma Lawson would erase that on the bar facing burpees as Mayeros and Pepper had a really good battle on that runner.
Guy kicking off things right. Amy Kringle attacking the burpees in the first set of 25, but Emma Lawson not going for the bait. Just 2 burpees behind going into the second set of 25, and it seemed like the last set of 15, not necessarily that she went faster, but she was able to maintain the pace she had in the second half. And then Guy a bit of the same thing, so fast, so powerful. This Dallin Pepper that was able to maintain that speed in the first 25, going into the second 25. Obviously, you get a little bit more juice when you're ahead of the pace that you can set against your opponent. But how fast Guy closed at the end, and then it comes down to the bike, and I can't think of a worse way to finish an event than a 50-cal Echo Bike sprint.
Well, Emma Lawson, great job catching Kringle on the burpees, and did the same thing here on the bike.
Well, and that's a really good point, Sean, because we put a lot on Dallin Pepper and what he was going to do on the bike, but what Emma Lawson did, not only on the burpees and the bike, to be able to keep ahead of Amy Kringle after losing the 500-meter run. So hats off to Emma Lawson and her performance as well.
Let's bring in Bella Martin, who's with the undisputed king of the Echo Bike, Dallin Pepper.
I have some stuff to say.
Dallin, you've got the belt. You are now 2-time king of the Echo Bike. Are you going to be able to sleep better tonight?
I just want to get comfortable right now. I can't get comfortable.
The theme of North America this week is that regardless of how you're doing, you're always going to give it your all. Did you give it all tonight?
What do you think? Sorry, that was rude. I don't feel good at all right now. I can't even lift up my legs. I'm sitting.
So we sent it for the team. Guy, you joining me here. You've got some thoughts to say. The floor is yours.
Yeah, of course I have something to say. I lost, okay, but I did all the reps that I was supposed to do on the first and the second round. So we are 2 out of 3, but unfortunately it's by time, so we took the loss, but I actually won.
Well, we can look at the replays, guys. Congratulations, well done.
I think that might be my favorite all-time interview ever that Dallin Pepper just did.
That's up there with Jeff Adler's I wanted to win, I won.
Yeah. Well, here's where we stand now going into the 11th and final event. It's just a 1-point lead for North America. The captains will be out on the floor to decide this thing. We're going to take a quick break. Brent, thanks so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Always enjoy your insight.
Thank you so much, guys. Same time next year.
Yep. Take a quick break. When we return, the 11th and final event of the 2025 TYR Cup. The captains will decide who will be crowned the 2025 TYR Cup champions. We are down to the 11th and final event here at TYR Wodapalooza SoCal from Huntington Beach, California. Thanks so much for being with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram, and Bella Martin is down on the competition floor. The 11th and final event is up next. This is where we stand. It is Team North America with a 1-point lead, courtesy of Dallin Pepper and Emma Lawson. There are 3 points up for grabs here in this final event. And Chase, this takes us way back to the 2011 CrossFit Games.
Oh, yes. Yes. Are we going to see any Pat barbering today?
I knew that was going to come up.
I don't know if it is, but we have 3 opportunities to get points. You have 80 heavy double unders, 60 synchro wall ball shots with the pairs, 40 synchro burpee box jump overs, 20 synchro bar muscle ups, and an 80-foot double kettlebell front rack lunge to the finish. You have 3 minutes to get as far as you can and a 1 minute rest. That's a point. You have 6 minutes to get as far as you can and a 2 minute rest. That's another point. The final test is the entire way through for time.
The captains are out on the floor. Pat Vellner pairing up with Danielle Brandon, and for Team World, it's the Aussies, Rookie Gerard and Tia Toomey. Bella Martin is down on the competition floor. Let's bring her in. Bella?
That last event, we saw the captains from Team North America cheering on their teammates on the floor. Team World, nowhere to be found. They were in the back resting, exactly what they needed to do so that they can clinch this one. There are far fewer athletes that are as lethal as Tia Toomey when they are fully rested. There's only 1 point separating the two. A fully rested Tia is a dangerous game, and I do not want her to be behind me, chasing me down. I'm excited to see what they do. Tia is the captain now, guys.
Let's talk keys to this event.
The way it's set up, the first round is a must-win. For Team World, that gets you tied, and now you have an opportunity to get in. For Team North America, that would put you 2 points ahead. Then you play the points game. If I win the next one, maybe I don't have to push the pace on the middle one and save myself for the last one, or vice versa. But the first round, these 3 minutes could decide who takes the TYR Cup.
And in case you were wondering, if North America were to win these first 2 matchups, we're still going to do the last part.
You'd be up by 2. If Team World, they would have to win back-to-back to tie it. But if Team North America were to take this, they could take off the next 6 minutes and ensure they could win the last one.
75 heavy double unders to start.
Now here's what's intense about this. This first 3 minutes is purely execution. No one's getting tired in 3 minutes with the caliber of athletes that we have. So you got to make sure that you get through the 75 double unders together with no mistakes. And then once you get to the ball, no reps. It's going to be really hard to outpace someone on the med ball.
So far, everybody has been perfect through this first set. Now, Brent Fikowski estimated about 45 seconds to get through these. Vellner's done. And now Brandon's done.
Got to get started. You got to get a rep ahead. It's really hard to do wall ball shots faster than the person next to you. There's cute tricks you can play. Maybe receive the ball as I'm squatting, throw it up before I extend all the way. But what's important here, what's imperative, is that there are no reps between you and your partner. The one advantage that Team World has is that Tia and Ricky are training partners. They are used to working out side by side. They're used to going head to head. That is a small advantage that they'll have on Team North America.
They were slightly out of sync on a couple of those reps. I'm not sure if those got called no reps or not, but they were slightly out of sync at the bottom were Toomey and Gerard. But it's North America on the left side of your screen, Vellner and Brandon, who have yet to break. They started this portion of this 3-minute AMRAP with about a rep lead on the wall balls.
Just don't race these. You said 3 minutes, execution. Don't mess up on your double unders. Don't miss the target. Don't get a no rep. Don't get ahead of yourself. Focus on getting that ball over the line and staying in sync with your partner.
55 total reps, or World's taking a break.
No.
$130 on the scoreboard is what they're looking to hit now, and no rep for North America.
Team World is only a couple reps behind them, even with the break.
And now we're pretty much dead even. It's still about a 1 rep lead for Team North America. Final 10 seconds here. 35 reps.
Wow.
And it looks like North America is going to take that. So now it's a 2-point lead.
And this is where I said Part A is a must win for 2 different reasons between the 2 teams. For Team North America, now you've got a 2-point lead. You don't need this second round win. What you do need to do is force Team World to get ahead and have to work for that point to maybe fatigue them out for the final. Now, it's a gamble. You almost have to ensure that you're going to be able to have enough energy for the last part. But for Team World, you have to win this. You do not have a choice. Team World has to win this 6-minute AMRAP.
Round 2 underway now, 6 minutes, 80 double unders to start.
Now, for those of you that don't know your history because you're just joining the CrossFit scene, you mentioned the 2011 finale at the CrossFit Games. We made the joke about barbering this, and this is what we mean. When Pat Barber was in the finale of the 2011 CrossFit Games, he hammered home that 3-minute section to try to get a win. In the 6-minute section, he took nearly completely off, where he rested for almost 8 minutes while the rest of the field went for it. And then at the end, he sent the last part, winning it, and that actually got him more points in total by taking the middle off if he were to push the pace for all 3. That's what I'm suggesting for Team North America. Make World work for it, but don't overwork yourself and save a little bit for the finale because you do have that 2-rep lead.
North America is off the 80 double unders first, and now 60 synchro wall balls as Tia Toomey is closing out her set of 80, and North America is opening up a large lead here on the wall balls.
Or you just win the 6-minute one and you don't have to do the last one. There's always an or.
There is. It was a 1-rep win for North America in the 3-minute AMRAP. They win this, mathematically it is over.
Team World in the round of 3 had taken a break and were only 2 wall ball shots behind Team North America. I know they came to the wall behind Team North America as they're taking a break for the first time during this set, but we still have 4 minutes left in this AMRAP. So Team World does have time to potentially catch up. I mean, they don't have a choice. Team World has to catch them if they want an opportunity to stay in the mix for the TYR Cup.
140 reps is what they're looking to get to on the scoreboard before they will move to the 40 synchro box jump overs. Another break for Team World. Vellner and Brandon on their second set here. And they've got 10 remaining.
Looked like a very structured break for Team North America. Another reason for that is that you've got these wall shots who are going to massively fatigue your legs, and then box jump overs immediately following them.
And there's a no rep there. We're not synchroed as Vellner and Brandon. I think Brandon expected them to take a break, and she got off of the cadence.
They still have enough of a cushion between them and Team World. And we said, if you're going to be close, maybe think about pacing this out a little bit. But with the opportunity that they have now, they can seal the deal if they can stay ahead of Team World.
Yeah, you saw Justin Medeiros there saying, looks like he was saying, just calm down, slow down a little bit. You guys got a good lead. Velder took a quick break on these box jump overs. And now another break. The World team's got a couple reps left on their wall balls, and now they're heading to the box. But it's a 9-rep lead, now 10 reps for North America with less than 2.5 to go.
Now you can do that. You can put it away here, so.
And now a no rep.
Again, don't just give it away. Team World, look, 2 minutes left. It's not over yet.
Trying to work out some communication are Brandon and Velder. They still have a lead, but it is getting smaller here as Toomey and Gerard are starting to creep up.
And they're just going steady on Team World and Team North America. They need to get it together or they're about to give away this entire thing.
It's a 6-rep lead with 90 seconds to go. Again, if North America wins this, mathematically it's over. We're still going to do the last part, but that becomes a formality as now Toomey and Gerard have cut it to 5 reps, but they just can't get any closer than that as Velder and Brandon are back to work. And now they have 20 synchro bar muscle-ups.
A minute is still a long time on the rig.
Here come Toomey and Gerard. And I don't know if they're going to have enough time. Velder and Brandon are doing good work here on the synchro bar muscle-ups.
And that could have been what the pacing was on the box for them, is their ability to hang on to the barbell. We know how good both of these athletes for Team North America are when it comes to bar and ring muscle-ups.
Final 30 seconds. Gerard and Toomey cannot take a break here. They've got to keep working. And now a no rep for North America. They get it sorted out. Final 14 seconds here. Toomey and Gerard have broken, and it looks like that is going to be it. Captain Comeback leads the way again. It's a repeat for North America. Pat Velder and Danielle Brandon clinched the win and a second straight TYR Cup for Team North America. Now, we were told that they're going to do the last part of this, but judging by what's going on right now, it does not look like that is going to happen.
I think there's a gentleman's agreement that needs to be going down between the athletes. Like, hey, listen, can we just not?
There's no need.
Man, what a weekend.
Great competition. Lead changes, comebacks, great individual head-to-head matchups. The 2025 TYR Cup certainly lived up to the hype, as did both of these teams.
They did, and we talked about coming in, what was at stake, what was coming to the table, who had the advantage coming in on paper, what each team needed to do on the competition floor. But the races that we had from start to finish, and that's what we want as fans, right? This is an exhibition at the end of the day. There's a lot of bragging rights on the line, but we want to be entertained, and we definitely did the last 3 days with these athletes.
Jason Hopper and Ricky Gerard still jawing at each other. All right, let's take a look back at what just happened here in the 3-minute AMRAP and the 6-minute AMRAP. And North America got out front early and just didn't relinquish the lead.
They did. We said how valuable the first 3 minutes were for the success or the opportunity for success for both teams. And it was Team North America that just edged out Team World in the first 3 minutes. Team World still hot on their heels, but with that win in the 3 minutes, that gave Team North America that 2-point edge with 2 opportunities for points to go, and then it all came down on Team World. The ball was in their court. Could they respond? Could they get that point back? And they were just not able to. We thought they would catch him on the box with that steady pace because the out of sync that Pat Vellner and Daniel Brandon hit on the box, but the opposite was true once they got to the rig. Once they got to the rig, they synced it back up and secured the win for Team North America.
14-11. Team North America takes it as they clinch in the second of 3 parts in the final event. Well, Bella Martin is out there somewhere among the athletes who are celebrating. We're going to bring her in a second. She's trying to track somebody down, but those two, Emma Lawson and Olivia Kerstetter.
Yes.
When you look back at this competition, maybe they didn't have the billing coming in, but you don't win it without what they did.
Well, and maybe not for the all-encompassing whole weekend long. There was a couple athletes that were mainstays in this, but when it was their time to shine, when their name was called, they did just that. What we saw Kerstetter do last night in the Mono-E-Mono 1, going head-to-head with Tia, what we saw Emma Lawson do with Amy Kringle on the monostructural 1, being able to lose the first run and to come back hard on the burpees and the bike. Both of these new additions to Team North America were a huge reason why they took the TYR Cup this year.
All right, Bella Martin is down there. Let's bring her in. She's with the Team North America captains.
Pat, this is a workout that you are very familiar with strategizing, but listening to you guys, I don't think we had the same strategy this time. Tell me, how did you and Danielle decide to attack this one?
Well, the first round, you just have to try to execute beat, like don't miss anything, no reps. And pretty much just the wall balls alone are gonna chew up 2 minutes. The skipping's another 30 seconds for sure. So you just gotta get as many box jumps as you can. It's just like go, there's no strategy on the first one. So we did that, we got our first point, guaranteed the tie overall. And then I like looked at Danielle in the 1 minute rest and I just said, hey, we could lean back on the next one and charge the third interval and try to win. And she just said, oh, let's beat him now. She's like, I'm going unbroken. And she tried to take me along for the ride and I couldn't quite do it, but she was right. It felt a little better to not be, I mean, I'd still be lunging right now. But no, it was good. She gave me the old Happy Gilmore and kicked me in the ass. And then it was just trying to look across. She was watching me and I was watching World, trying to see how long I could take a rest for. So she was pulling me along for sure on that one. I was just a prop, so that was Danielle's win for sure.
Well, let's talk Danielle, 2-time champion now. Tell me about the confidence builder. This must be that not only can you guys put together a champion team, but do it twice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly a little shocked. I really had no idea what was going on in the middle of that workout. I didn't even realize we won after the second interval. I was just like, wait, what? Like, we don't have to do this third part. And I'm also a little shocked, you know. Tia was really fresh, and I thought Ricky was fitter than that, so I didn't think we would beat him so easily.
I love a little bit of banter. Pat, Danielle, I would love to know what the major learnings were from this weekend. Was it the same? Was it just as exciting, or did you learn a little bit about yourself as an athlete along the way this weekend?
I think it's always fun to see, regardless of the environment or the context. Like my wife today was like, you're stressed, man. Like, this is supposed to be fun. And I'm like, fuck, I can't help it. When a team dynamic comes along, like you want to do things for the team, you know, okay, this afternoon I'm up, like I got to execute, I got to do my thing because yesterday they did that for me. And so it's fun to just see how you react in a different environment. And to me, I've been doing this for a very long time and it helps keep it fresh. And just how fun it is to like, I got to compete with Emma and Olivia and people who are much younger coming up in the sport and just experience things like with new athletes and feel what it's like to rely on other people's strengths and sort of, yeah, just enjoy it in a different aspect. So I get to pass along knowledge and see other people learn and grow, so it's fun.
I'm good, thank you.
Well, guys, we have the trophy that's coming up. What are we going to put in the trophy this year? How are we celebrating?
I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, what's your favorite drink? Fair.
Tears of losers.
Team North America, congratulations. I'm going to let them fight it out.
We'll let all the Team World cry a little bit in the cup, and then we'll drink that.
Man, the trash talk continues even when the competition is over. The final score, North America 14, Team World 11.
Is it too early to look forward to next year?
No, I was just going to say, I mean, last year we figured out this format was a lot of fun.
Yes.
This year I think we figured out that, plus the fact that it can be extremely competitive and exciting. I hope this sticks around for a while. Team North America, repeat champions here at the 2025 TYR Cup. It's been an outstanding weekend here at TYR Wodapalooza SoCal, and we are glad that you joined us for all 3 days. Everyone, thank you so much for sticking with us through an exciting competition. North America, your two-time TYR Cup champions. For Bella Martin and Chase Ingram and our entire hard-working crew here in Huntington Beach, California, I'm Sean Woodland. We will see you in Miami in March.
The all-new Whoop is here, now more advanced than ever. Train smarter, sleep deeper, recover faster. Extend your healthy years. Understand your cycle phases. Now 7% smaller with 14 plus days of battery life. So your data never stops, and neither do you. Power your best performance with memberships made for every goal. Join Whoop today.
Hey, hey. This is not hard to do, baby. All you gotta do, get out on the floor and let yourself go. Huh.
Strength, endurance, resilience. These aren't just words, they're promises. Ones you make every day to protect, serve, and defend. You put in the work, now put it to the test. Because when the mission calls, you answer. Join the mission.
We're thrilled to award our champions their well-deserved, that big old check, $200,000 cash prize on behalf of the entire TYR Wodapalooza SoCal team. Ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate your TYR Cup champions of year number 2 and a two-peater. TYR Wodapalooza SoCal, welcome out Team North America!
I'm good. Are we on? Which one are we on? Somebody help us. Here? Middle one?
All right, we're gonna welcome out Corey and Rachel one more time from TYR. Gonna bring out that special trophy for Team North America. Gonna take that home and put that on the shelf for another 365 days. Your sophomore champions here at TYR Wodapalooza SoCal. One more time for Team North America. Smiling big for the cameras. There you go, get that trophy up. I know your shoulders are hurting right now. 11 events this weekend. But you gotta hoist that big old trophy up for year number 2. All right, looks like we got some poppers. Hey, do we need a countdown? All right, guys, cameras, are you guys ready? Team North America, in 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, once again, congratulations to our TYR Cup champions. Going home with some hardware and some smile, with some bragging rights to boot. Congrats, you guys. And now, we have a very special guest we'd like to welcome onto the stage. Help me welcome Brent Fikowski, ladies and gentlemen, to present one of the most meaningful honors of the weekend, the Lazar Jukic MVP Award. Brent.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm trying to get on camera.
So last year here at TYR Cup, Wodapalooza SoCal, our friend Lazar Jukic was intending to compete for Team World, and he would have loved this competition. He would have loved the camaraderie, the energy. He would have loved the trash talk, probably even more. And with Lazar gone, there's a hole in our community. We miss his smile, we miss his big heart, and this award, the MVP award, is here to honor his legacy And there's an athlete that's been chosen who represents what Lazar stood for, his leadership, obviously his fitness, and the undeniable fire he had while he competed. So give it up, put your hands together for this year's Lazar Jukic MVP Award here at Wodapalooza, Justin Medeiros.
One more big round of applause for Justin Medeiros, ladies and gentlemen, taking home Lazar Jukic MVP Award. Congratulations. And now, we're going to go ahead and kick it over to Bella Martin for an interview. Just kidding. Do you want me to do it? All right, you guys, one more round of applause for our guy, Justin Medeiros, embodying one of the greatest, earning that award. And Bella had to get out of town. She had a flight to catch, you know, but she loves you.
All right, guys, as we finish up here, we're going to get our community awards set up. So stick around. I believe we had 21 different divisions in our community competition this weekend. So stick around. Going to get them out here on the podiums just in a few moments.